My cord came out.
Difficulties right at the top. Technical difficulties right at the top. All right, y'all. I'll go ahead and get started, though. We are here. We are here again. We're with Charles Lee Ray. We're talking about Chucky, the series, season 3, episode 2. Let the Right One In, which I loving these episode titles because they're pulling on classic horror movies. So here for it. And we're also joined, as you can see, by the Evols. We got Tyrone and Jaleesa in the house. Thank you.
Yes. We're happy to be here. We're happy to be here.
Yes, we are.
We're happy to have you because Charles Lee Ray keep people busy, and so you gotta like step to the side once in a while to be like, "Did you see what I see? Did we see that? Did that happen?"
Yeah. Did he just saw a woman's head off in 2 strikes? But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself.
He's athletic this year. Like he got a new blowout. He did some stretches, some sit-ups. He's like, "Let's go." I love it for him.
He all of a sudden became athletic. Very athletic.
My Chucky was never so agile. Like,
yeah.
But okay, y'all, let's get into it. Tyrone, Jaleesa, what's one of your first thoughts?
Well, you go first.
Well, my first thought for the entire episode, I really thought it was good, especially for a second episode of the season. I felt like Chucky was very cocky this episode. Like he's the cockiest probably that I've ever seen him in this episode, and he was definitely escalating. And I'm like, okay, we in the White House already, so it's going to be escalation. But he was definitely stressing people out. This episode.
Agreed. Well, wholeheartedly. Like my bottom, for those that didn't watch last live that we did, my bottom from the first episode was just like I didn't get enough scares but this one they were like, okay, Don was like, I hear you, Trent, here you go. And I was like, fuck yes, this is the Chucky I live for.
I feel like this season Chucky just bold as hell. Like he's always been bold, but this season he's like, I'm testing you from the White House, bitch. I said what I said. Come get me. And I'm like, Charles.
He said, I am waiting for you.
Listen. And again, I think it's with the hair. He's just like, new blowout, new attitude. I'm
really curious about the tone of this show, because when I watched the movies when I was a kid, it was like supposed to be scary. But with this season, it seemed like they're trying to add more of a comedy element to it, because I found myself laughing a lot more. It's nowhere near scary, especially with the kills and how ridiculous it's starting to get.
Right. I feel like, and the reason I'm really vibing with the series a whole fucking lot. So the first 3 are their own entity in my mind. And then you have the Chucky films, like the Bride of Chucky, Seed of Chucky, Cult of Chucky, like all those, the Chucky films. And they're their own vibe. And this series is like, how do we take what worked in the first 3 and what worked in the later movies and like put them together? And so I think that's why the series does feel different, but in a good way. Like it's both creepy and stressful, but also fun.
I don't always get creepy and stressful. I get creative kills though, because like again,
well, yeah.
This is a death team. They are just like, we put somebody through a window. Where can we go from there? I am still waiting to see how we kill Devon Sawa. That should have been the game this season for our miniseries. How are we going to kill Devon Sawa this time? Because each one is bigger and bolder than the last one.
He got fucking blown up last time, so we'll see what happens.
How you come back from that? He's going to be set on fire. I'm thinking it's fire. Like
cryogenically frozen, so it's like opposite of fire.
The Jason treatment. Like they're going to thaw him out.
Yes. I agree though. There's so much funny dialogue. I watched this at work with clients, okay, and they're loving it as well. The line, and they didn't get, because I work with adults with developmental disabilities, for those that don't know, and so sometimes some of the jokes go over their head, right? And this one did, but I cackled. Killer dolls are hard. Fuck boys are easy. I was like, that is prime Lexi dialogue, and I was here for it.
I'm kind of happy we got to see her be a little bit of who we know her to be this episode.
Exactly.
They've been doing this like press tour for her that she's not earned, and I was like, no, she was still imitating his dead dad at the party protecting the killer.
Thank you, Sharai. I didn't
He never
forget.
healed. The North remembers. And so when she was like, oh yeah, no, I'm fine. And they were like trying to get her to like connect, and she was like, I don't connect. I'm fucking Lexi. I'm like, that's my Lexi. That's who I love to hate. I don't know who this other girl is. Y'all can sneak in here because that ain't her. That she's never gonna be that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like this, and I do notice that. I'm like, because when that scene did happen when she was imitating his dad, I was like, where's what's her name? 11. Where's 11 at right now with the ice
You know. There was a reason when he gave Chucky to her, we were like, yeah, get her. Get her. Hi, Alma.
Yes.
Hey,
I get Lexi is not like a good person, but I love her. I love that character. She's so fun. I would like, if I had to play any of this trio, I would want to play Lexi.
Oh yeah. We love to hate a villain. And she is definitely the villain. Like, I'm like, I know Charles Lee Ray's killing people, but have you clocked her yet? And they're like, no, we're friends now. I'm like, are you though? Are you? Yeah. What?
And that's something that because she's kind of an anti-hero, right? Like, and I like that both a lot of times I've noticed this when gay men are at the helm of something, the anti-heroes are women, and I always appreciate that. You have that in Scream with Gail, and then you have that in Chucky with Lexi, and Tiffany too, to a certain degree. And I love a female anti-hero. That's the future. Get rid of the annoying male anti-heroes. More femme anti-heroes. I'm here for it.
Sorry, Dexter.
Yeah. Yes.
And Joe.
Well, yeah.
Joe from You.
Oh,
I still need to watch all of that. I've only seen the first season. I'm so far behind.
You are in for a ride. You are in for a ride.
Hey, Joe's hot, so I will. I'm okay if they're hot, but don't give me ugly male anti-heroes.
No, but that's just it. Because he's hot, he's like, I can get away with murder, literally.
I mean,
but like back to this killer, when we hit the eyeball opening credits, I was like, oh no. And so the whole episode, I watched people's eyeballs, like, what's he gonna get you? Who's he gonna get? It stressed me the fuck out. We did not end up with any eyeball fun this time.
I think it was a callback to last episode with the gunshot that like went through his eye.
But like previous seasons, they are showing us a preview of what's to come. So I was like, eyeballs. Oh no!
Yeah.
And when we didn't get it, I was like, are you rude, Chucky? You real rude.
Shout out to everybody who actually caught that. Like you guys, including Jaleesa, caught that because when I was watching, I was like, ooh, candy canes, ooh, firewood, ooh, like.
Yeah, they always usually have something to do with the episode, which I too was like, I wonder how that's going to work, like fit into this episode. But then after I was like, okay, well, he's probably faking us out and giving us an allusion to the only death from the first episode.
I don't know, but now I'm just like, if we're not foreshadowing a death in the episode, what are we doing? Like, exactly. Is it a thematic thing? Because like
keeping us on our toes,
right? Charles Lee Ray playing mind games again. New hair, a new phone. Who this? It's like I'm not who you thought I was. I'm brand new.
New phone. Who this? I have a question though for all the parents out there. Is it weird to everyone else that they are allowing and not like sending this child to therapy when he's naming his doll after his dead brother? Like, is that the healthiest coping mechanism? Like grieving process? I get everyone goes through their own process and he's a child and like that grays everything up, but like that just feels very like not healthy.
Well, I don't think he named the doll Joseph because in the first episode they basically, what was it? They hit the button or something or pulled whatever to get him to talk. And he said, hi, I'm Joseph. So this is Chucky. This is Chucky calling himself Joseph to get the kid to take him.
Knows. That's
He
fucked
knows.
up. That's so
manipulation.
We know he reads the paper because he'd be reading in front of us before he gets himself shipped off in it. And so, like, that's all like, I'm pretending to be Joseph in that little boy's head, and they're going to think that little boy just got problems because I'm his dead brother. He's got a backup plan. He's like, I might possess a child or I might gaslight a child. I'm ready for both.
And that's genius, though. As like as a serial killer supermind, like being able to, the parents are going to be like, oh, that's not what? Why is that Joseph? And then like, oh, he's talking to him. Clearly this is, but like also get this boy some therapy.
But they also had other problems because apparently Mr. President had been running around.
Oh, can we talk about that?
Listen, because they was over there sharing their bong last episode, and they need to be sharing a divorce lawyer. I was like, "What?
I'm calling it. I'm calling it. The wife was around messing with somebody. It just hasn't been revealed yet. I'm calling it.
Someone was, and I think we also don't know how Joseph died. I think there's something to that as well. I think that they are, because they keep alluding. We clearly know Joseph is dead, but we never talk about why he died or like how he died. And I wonder if that has to do with like what that affair or whatever it was. I don't know. It's all intertwined and shit.
Listen.
Yeah. I will also say though,
saying that too. Mike, hey, it's Anthony. Anthony's also saying the first lady sus.
Yes. What's up, Mike?
Hi,
hey, Michael.
I will also say though, I would love to see more media, movies, television, whatever, with boys playing with dolls. Please. Yes.
Yeah, because like this is the only franchise, and look how it's lit. Since day one, it's been about a little boy and a little toy doll named Charles Lee Ray. It's inspirational. Yes. I love it. Look, so when you talk about Miss Fairchild, because I didn't expect her to die so soon until she got invited to the White House, and I was like, girl.
Okay, that whole scene, I was like, spoiler alert, this whole thing was the bottom of this episode for me. Why is she not more concerned? She knows he's here. Why is she like, I'm just going to look around and look at this painting? Like, I would be on high alert. I would be looking at every corner, under everything. Like, if something moved, if I heard something, I would be out of there. Like, she knows he's there. Why is she so cavalier?
She's heard about him, but she's never seen him in action. And so she's probably still got that. It's a doll. And so, it's whatever. This is Charles Lee Ray. This ain't your like regular Annabelle. This is a Mithrigan. You gotta.
But she saw everybody with their asses stabbed out. Like what? That tells me something's going on. Like,
honestly, I'm more concerned that was Chucky that heavy? You couldn't side suplex him or power bomb his ass. Like, it's a doll. Right? It's a doll. He's not that damn heavy.
But last season he was bulking up though. Like,
it's the doll.
That was just one of them, and he died. Right? Chucky killed him. The other Chucky killed him.
And the thing is, after he finished choking her, he started grabbing his back, like he hurt himself or whatever. Strange. Like,
there was sound effects that were like clicking or something. Like I heard, and I was like, "Is he breaking her neck? Like, what is that?" But it wasn't. I think he was literally breaking his own back.
He got rusty.
Yeah. Listen, he blew his own back out. Okay.
Listen.
and I'm like, what type of fabric was that flag made out of? Because the whole time I was expecting, her to be able to breathe through the flag.
No, it's a real flag. So that material is not breathable whatsoever. And he folded it multiple times, so she could suffocate.
That's true. Okay.
The fact that he was back there folding it, because, like, again, he's tiny, and so she had to have heard something being scuffling around over there, because he had to be like,
why was she not? She was just like, I'm just going to sit here and look at this painting. Isn't it beautiful?
I'm sad we lost her, even though I love when we kill people. I'm sad we lost her, though, because she still had a bunch of mystery around her. And I was like, we're going to get to that this season. And Charles Lee Ray was like, no, I'm the mystery. Choke her out. And I was like, okay. And this is also the same episode. She has a talk with Jake and Devin, which I thought was really cool. And I was like, they do have a parent figure. And they're like, choke her. He was like, I want to make them an orphan one more time. Like, you petty bitch.
Honestly, that was one of my favorite parts.
That
Because it
is
was
my
so
top.
awkward. Yes.
That is my top for this episode because we never, I don't think we've ever, I think this may be
The first
television
time.
history where we
Mhm.
get a parental figure telling queer kids about sex, having the sex talk, and it's not negative. It's awkward because it's always fucking awkward. But like, and I also love that Devin already knew everything.
Yeah. I was like, oh,
He was like,
Devin,
we'll talk
Devin.
later. We'll talk
Yeah.
later.
On the internet while Jake's at the gym. Devin's like, let me Google things. So I know what's happening. Like,
But
Jake's
yeah, I was
definitely
like,
been lifting.
yeah, right.
Listen,
Oh my god.
he's taking a shirt off every episode. I'm just like, I need y'all to talk
Okay.
to Zach and Arthur. I don't know what in the contract has happened. He's 12. He needs a shirt on. He needs a shirt on.
Somebody
There's
said
like,
he's
show him
in
the
his,
arms. Woo! Like,
he's in his tank top Final Girl era.
listen, he is. He's gonna survive.
But y'all, like anyone that listens to this podcast or watches these lives know I am a Devin Jake Stan account. I love that they're there. I love that whole them walking in and Lexi being like, I'm gonna take a walk.
I was like, y'all really was like, they went downstairs, let's get it on. And I'm like, I know.
Jake was it Jake or one of them said, next time we'll wait till you're gone for more than 10 minutes. But you also know as a kid though, you just kind of jump like, when you're first doing shit, you're just like, oh, they're gone, let's go, let's get it going, and like that's stupid.
You know what? To each their own. I'm gonna say she also want to know what Devin has been up to because I feel like Devin has been Googling everything. He's the watcher. He's the librarian. He's like, no, on this day Charlie Ray was born. That's what I told y'all. Why aren't you listening?
Well, he had a podcast, so it's kind of
Right.
his hobby, his best interest to know everything, and he's been doing that before Chucky even came into the picture. Well, in his life.
Right. Plus, his mother was a detective when she was alive,
Yeah.
and so
That's true.
it just runs in the family.
So
But I was shocked. He was like, I give up this podcast stuff, Then he came back. I was like, oh, he's back on it.
well, because I think they're all three utilizing, which I think is an interesting concept. In the first episode, they talk about how all three of them are utilizing social media and technology in different ways to find Chucky. Lexi's doing the TikTok sexy star. Jake is doing his, I guess, working out routine, and Devin has put his podcast back together.
Yeah, Jake is showing his pieces. He's an artiste. His
yes, that's what he's doing.
Yeah, but while he's wearing his like arm shirts, he's like, I made this doll with these muscles. And it's just like, where is it? Give him sleeves. Like, please.
Give that boy some sleeves. He's cold.
Like every time we take a shirt off, I'm like, I don't think that this is appropriate. How young is he?
I'm
need
like-
us like
Not giving the conservative right more things to throw at me right now. But again, I said this last episode, I'm going to say it again. I do love this media is out there for those 13, 14, 15-year-old queer kids that can look at this and be like, I can see myself, and they're happy and they're somewhat functional. They do have that slight moment of jealousy, which I think happens all the time. But like, I like that was there. I love these two characters.
they're the way they react to each other, hearing about hot people or saying somebody's hot is very weird to me because like it's like but it's not how to use what I was meaning. It's what I was saying. Like y'all are too polite. I feel like y'all are doomed.
I mean, they kind of have to be, right? I will say, so going back to whatever the fuck the secretary's name is, Sam. Samantha. Her death was back to my Chucky standards. I was like, he went slice, and her head was like basically off. I was like, that is wild.
With the letter opener.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, they kept alluding to that all like the first episode and this episode, and I was like, something's going to happen. And they kept being her, and I was like, okay, I'm Don. I'm seeing where you're going here. But then when the dude comes in and he texts the first lady and is like, meet me here. I was just like, what?
Oh, Price. That security detail. I don't like him.
Same.
Not even a little bit. I don't like how that scene where he brought up like the photos of the like her husband cheating on her, and she was like, we dealt with that long before the election. It's like, why would you bring that up when she said she was going to go to the cops? You know, like, so you just brought that up just to intimidate her, and you made it about, oh well, I respect him so much and we don't want this to get out, and he's so open and he's going to, you know, and it's like, what does that have to do with infidelity? Why did you do this, Price? Why are you here?
Because he definitely called her down there to put her in these shenanigans for reasons. And I'm just like, I don't trust him. I think that everybody in his house is in trouble. Mike asked if we think the big three will survive, or do we think that they're finally going to kill Lexi?
I actually don't think Lexi's in trouble.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to.
Sadly, the one I'm most nervous for is Devin.
They cannot kill Devin.
I hope not. Hope not.
People would
riot.
Yeah, I think they'll all survive again. I think that they will.
Yeah, I think that's going to happen again, but I think that means that next season we got to kill Lexi. Like, we just have to, off the bat, out the gate.
We'll see.
No
them
redemption?
Killing
none.
Them killing Fairchild.
She said.
So,
she gotta go.
That's been coming to her. She's been owed that death. Like,
them killing Fairchild this episode. I just don't see them killing Lexi this season. I think if they kill her next season, I think her sister will be more of a prominent character.
I think her sister might become prominent later this season when we see Jennifer Tilly and them show up again. Like, see what Alma's saying? We ain't killing Devin. We're not killing Devin.
I agree. I don't, like I said, I don't want it to happen, but I think out of the three of them, he is the one that's at most danger.
I think it's Lexi, because Devin's dating the main kid Chucky wants to murder right now. So, like, he's got a little bit more to do, whereas once Lexi gets her sister back, she's only got so much story left.
That's true. I mean, Lexi's also in trouble. I think Jake is the only one that I think is got some pretty good.
Sorry,
I don't know. They might surprise us and get rid of him and keep Devin and Lexi.
Damn, Michael.
No, Mike just said Jake can go though, and I,
I'm not opposed to it. But I'm a Jake and Devin fan account. Yeah,
I'm his facial expressions.
As long as you give them I say this all the time. Don't give me a Halloween resurrection moment. Don't do it. Don't do it. When Jamie Lee Curtis was like, I don't know what's going on. No, that does not fucking work. Don't do Jake like that. Don't do Devin like that. And don't do Lexi like that. You need to give them a good fucking death if you're going to kill them.
Yeah.
Give Lexi a heroic death if she got to die.
So
it's time.
Can we talk about Grant for a little bit? Because I am so conflicted. Number one.
I'm not.
I was annoyed with him at the coffee thing, but then also there are glimpses of like real emotion, and I'm holding off final judgment, but I'm leaning to annoyed.
I'm annoyed. I'm so annoyed because, like, at the coffee thing, when he was like, I gotta live for the gram and I tell you how popular I am, when nobody give a shit about him in school. And we know that he getting high, making fun of his mama's taste and like decorations. I'm like, you in the White House, fool, shut the fuck up. But like, he's kind of the worst. Like, I think that he's there because every year they want to give us somebody who can rival as much as we annoyed by Lexi. And I think that's him. I think that Lexi's got to be the one to be like, dude, you could try to be a person. Yeah. Meanwhile, she was over here being Jake's dad 2 days ago.
But that scene with him and his brother in the bed, like, that was sweet. And then, like, he had some moments talking to his mom. Like, I don't know.
He wanted his friends in the house because he wants to, like, get laid. That he was not being sincere with his mom. He was like, I think this girl might put out. Like,
okay, the scene with the brother, I think I have firm ground to stand on. That was a sweet scene.
Even a broken clock is right twice a day, Trent. I'm not giving Grant grace.
And can I say, like, my top favorite scene is very minuscule, but I have to say it, was when Grant's security detail was side-eyeing him like he don't have friends at school, and his own security detail don't like him either. So it's like, so I agree. I'm with I'm with Tyrone and Sharai. I'm sorry, I don't like Grant at all. I don't like how he came after Hackensack or whatever. He was like, "Oh, so this must be amped up for y'all. You've been in DC. Oh, you have to follow me. You have to follow me." And I'm like,
listen,
right? Who are
he's
you?
a sociopath, which is to be expected when you live in a house of secrets. Like literally, what other house when people die is like hide the body? There was no. They now have 3 bodies in this house. They're cleaning up for Charles Lee Ray, which is why he loved it here. He's like, maid service. I've never had anybody take care of my work for me. Oh my God. Look.
Yeah. But I also think that's why the bodies are piling up so quickly this season, especially with Fairchild dying, is because eventually someone gonna be like Lexi, Devin, and Jake have a pretty good reason to be at the White House now. They're like, excuse me, our adopted mother come here, and now she's not here. We're children.
All the security guards outside that door say people go in and never come out. Like all of them.
And they didn't say anything. They didn't say a damn thing. And you know what? I'm actually wondering if there is a little bit of foreshadowing when Lexi and Devin and Jake were talking about their plan of getting into the White House, and Devin and Jake was coaching Lexi of like how to emotionally connect with Grant in the first place. She did say like, "Oh, he posts a lot, but God rest her soul, not like my mother." And I'm like, I'm wondering, there were some similarities when she did meet him, and you can tell that he's going to be very insufferable to deal with when it comes to her, in a way similar to how her mom was insufferable when it came to the social media and the optics. Even when she tried to get into something serious, he was all like, "Let's snap a selfie," and she couldn't even bring up her little sister without him going like, "Boner killer." And I'm like, this is why he can go. This is why.
Yeah. Oh, I'm absolutely okay with him dying, like 100%. Me being conflicted about his character has nothing to do with my value of the character's life.
No, he is the most annoying. I can't wait to see how Charles Lee Ray gets to him, because that's gonna be a moment.
Right. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And it'll be good, because they always give the mom in the first and second season when it just like got the Evil Dead treatment. Yes.
Again, these are death artists. They literally go to work.
Final Destination could never. I'm sorry, I said it.
I'm just here. I ain't gonna weigh in on that.
Okay, I'm gonna rephrase. Later Final Destination could never. Like the first 2, I'm here for it. After that,
I don't want to fight nobody. I'm gonna just sit here and look at my water. Oh,
I still love you, Destination 180. AJ, don't hate me. But anyway,
she opened up her email right now. Just cracking her knuckles.
Delete that episode. Do we have any more notes before we get to tops and bottoms? Everyone. We need to talk about the countdown. What do we think this is?
I have a theory. Unless anybody wanted to go.
I have no
so
I'm lost. I have no idea.
Here's my notes. Okay, so I think all right, it's kind of sidetracked, but not really. It has something to do with this. So on Netflix, there is a docuseries called How to Be a Cult Leader.
Yes, I love it.
Yes. So I noticed like every single episode is either like Chucky crossed that off the list, or he's currently doing it now. And I'm kind of using that list to see what he's doing in the future. So I feel like, episode, which one is this one? Number 5. So episode 5, that one was about Shoko Ashara. And they were talking about how this cult leader was utilizing the media, controlling the media, so they can get this positive image. And with Chucky, he didn't mind being all in the videos, all in the camera, like when that little boy was dragging it, like, and they were like, yeah, he has this Chucky doll. He didn't care that he was on the news. And I'm like, see, he wants this positive image, and he's possibly using the White House to do it. He don't want people all over this country, at least, to be afraid when someone sees this Chucky doll. So I think maybe it has something to do with him trying to control the image, so he can get into certain spaces and leverage that. Because right now he already built the foundation. He already grew his flock. with all them damn Chucky dolls. He is already immortal because he's using that voodoo shit. The only thing he hasn't done, and he's already reforming these kids' minds. He's already doing that, and that was episode 3 with Jamie Gomez. He's reframing their minds. They're already talking about manipulation, which is what Chucky, he's doing this entire series. And before that, he is kind of like doing this wild goose chase with these kids. Like, it's cat and mouse, come and get me. But at the same time, he's kind of forcing them to find creative ways to manipulate people and to get what they want. Just like Jake and Devin are like, can you just kind of like talk about, he has a dead brother, and you gotta reach it, which is very manipulative, very. And this kind of like it's the personality traits. It seemed like they're one bad day away from turning into him. It's very hard to transform a person into a sociopath, but Chucky knows that, and he's a homicidal maniac, so he don't care about none of this. So he has to send them on this wild goose chase, this scavenger hunt, to get them to think like him or similar way, because he was able to turn Lexi's boyfriend. He was able to do that with no problem.
Literally thinking, because like the first season, he is all about converting Jake to like be a killer. That's okay. I see where you're going. I like this theory.
And he might have converted Caroline. We won't know until we see her and Jennifer Tilly, which I'm really stressed because we know they like to bring out Jennifer Tilly in the second half of the season, but we also know the second half of the season is going to show up next year now. And I'm like, are we going to go a whole month with no Queen Tilly? Like, no Caroline answers? Really?
Yeah. I bet they'll be in episode 4, but like maybe at the very end. Unfortunately.
It's not fair. Nika's also out there. We need all of them. Like, we gotta. Yes. I know, like ease into everybody else, but we gotta rip that Band-Aid. Get him in here. Pull the parachute cord. Let's go.
Yeah, where is Andy?
He's like, I'm checked out. Bye, bitches. And him and
I kind of think Andy's done. I think Andy is out, at least like for a little bit. I think he's out.
I think until we get to a series finale, that's for the best, because you don't want Lexi characters crowding the new stuff, which is what I'm always saying. We talk about Scream.
You leave them alone.
Listen, their time is over. It's core 4 now. It's core 4. They had that franchise for 2 decades. They gonna be fine.
All right, y'all. Are we ready for tops and bottoms?
Let's do it.
I mean, it's kind of, I love that we do tops and bottoms for this. It's just so fitting. Tyrone or Jaleesa, whoever wants to go first, what was your top moment and what was your bottom moment of this episode?
Did you want to go first?
You could go, my love.
All right. My top moments would be the cleaning crew scene. When they called John Wick's boys in the White House, to gather up the vibe. Like, hey, this some mess. This some mess. It just added to the already ratchetness that they've been showing in the White House. We're only 2 episodes in. So. It's already getting there, but I love that scene. And my least favorite scene, was when the teacher, got the good old, That's my
same.
Yeah.
My top was the security detail giving Grant the bombastic side eye. That was my favorite part. And my least favorite is the same. I didn't like how she died. I didn't like that they took her out so quickly and with the flag. I didn't like that.
Yeah. No, I did not think she would die so soon, because again, we just got her back so we could like get to the bottom of who the fuck she is. Because in that first season, they built her up to be like this mysterious figure, and now she did. And I want my questions answered. I'm happy she died, because we do need to kill more people. That's what makes Charles Lee Ray happy, and that's what we all run on. But still, other people could have died first. Lexi,
stop coming for my girl. God damn it, Sharai.
The North remembers.
Leave her alone. Leave Lexi alone.
No.
My top is Sam's death. It's so over the top. It's so fun. It's so bloody. It's so creative. Like,
It was so fun. Are you looking at me upside down right now? It's like, girl, her mind is not there. She ain't having no thoughts.
There's always a couple moments each episode where I'm like, I wish I could watch Brad Dourif read this because I feel like he's having fun right now. That was one of them. That's my top. That's big top energy. My bottom is Grant. Everything about him being so boring, so needy, so basic, so fake. He's the biggest bottom, and we don't need him.
I mean, probably.
So you're not following me? You guys aren't following me?
Right? You should follow me now, like right now. Right now. And I was like, really?
You know that boy is the bottom.
I was like, what is Taylor Swift energy? Like,
anyways, okay. My top is, I've already said, is the sex talk with Mrs. Fairchild. I loved it. I thought it was super cute and funny, and it's something that has literally never been shown on television. And so I am so glad. Thank you, Don Mancini, for putting this on TV. It is so fucking important. And my bottom is, again, like the evils down there, Miss Fairchild's death. It didn't make fucking sense. Why? She knows Chucky's there. She knows he's there, and she's just derping out. I'm just like,
I feel like it was just a power move because he literally chokes her out with a flag and then calls the president's wife to be like, here's another body, bitch. Thanks for cleaning up after me.
and deal with this one, because now you've got 3 other kids that you also have to take care of, because now I fucked you over. And I don't hate that she died. Like, I get that. I get she needed to die. I actually kind of like the imagery of the American flag suffocating someone. Like, that's an interesting symbolism for fucking America. I just didn't like her. Like, I felt like she needed to have more fight. She needed to have more something.
We needed more time with her because, again, she had a little bit in the first season, and then like she came in the second season to be like, I guess I'm gonna adopt all of you, and now she's dead. And I want some of my mystery around her resolved. Oh, yeah, almost pointing out that they need the big 3 to work alone. And she was definitely like, I'll drive you. That's too helpful.
Yeah,
she wanted to be
true.
Alfred. You know.
But now the first lady kind of has to take that mantle because, like,
do she? Because, like, if you don't say nothing, that nobody know you see something. And so I think she's gonna keep playing silly. Because what are kids gonna do? Be like, hey, she went in there. Shenanigans.
But this is also another a really interesting comment on social media, because all 3 of them seem to have a decent, especially Lexi, seems to have a decent social media following. Her video got sent to the First Son. Like, she could put something out there. It was like, hey, my mama went to the White House and now she ain't here. Where my mama at?
The thing about it is she tagged him on TikTok and he ain't got no friends because he was lying to her about how many friends and notifications he got. So of course he saw her.
But it's kind of insinuated in episode 1 that she has a decent following by doing all these thirsty TikToks.
Let's not bring this dances back in, because I feel she's dancing and talking about her sister, and I'm like, I think that there are other ways you could do this. But
I agree, but I'm just saying they did show that she has a decent following, so I think that's how the kids could use it against the First Lady.
I'm trying to block all that out. But before we run out of here, what do we think President Sawa saw? Because he went in there and we never saw him again. And I was like, is Chucky going to try and take out an ankle? I don't know.
I don't think so. He needs him.
He'll die at the finale. I also think his 3, the 3 that he still has, he said, 2 down, 3 to go or something like that. Mm-hmm. I don't think any of those 3, or maybe 1, is the trio. I don't like. I think it's First Lady, Grant, and probably the president.
Mm-hmm.
I think the president's death has to be televised.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
The revolution must be televised.
Control the media.
Yes.
Yeah.
To instill fear, which goes back to the Netflix series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that president is asking to be shaken by Chucky because literally he's just like, I lost the doll again. Oh, well. I'm like, good, sir. Everybody's going in or going out.
Have you seen that letter opener that's like actually a fucking sword?
Listen.
I
I've
looked
never
it
seen a
up.
letter opener so sharp. That's a lightsaber. I was like, what the fuck y'all doing in here?
It is. It is. You're right, Sharai. It looks like it kind of looks like Tommy's sword, Megazord from
Right.
Power Rangers.
Right? I was like, y'all not opening mail in here with that. What y'all really doing, Mr. President?
And who
Yes.
cleaned up
I
that mess in
also-
the Oval?
Yeah. I also think there's something that will come up with the vice president just because the actor playing him is someone that Don uses for multiple things in multiple pretty important ways in Chucky throughout film and TV series. So I think there'll be something he'll get a good death too.
Oh, that's what I was waiting for because I was like, I don't know if I have anything important to do, but I know he's gonna get a good death because he got stabbed in the ass the last time we saw him. Like, can you imagine being the principal who dies stabbed in the ass? Because like a bunch of like randos caught it, but he was like, I was somebody's dad.
Speaking as a gay man, Sharai. that is the terror. So I get where Don is coming from.
Chucky out here. Like he's out of pocket. Michael Myers would never stab somebody in the ass, and that's why he doesn't get a show.
Well, he might be, but that's another conversation. All right, y'all. Well, that is our thoughts on episode 2 of Chucky season 3. And next week we'll be here. Oh, that's why I mentioned earlier. I love that these episode titles are horror films. Next week's episode is Jennifer's Body.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. And I'm curious if that's going to be the Halloween gala that they were talking about, or if that's going to be 4, and 3 is another lead up to 4.
Because I don't know when they knew they were going to break this season in half. I don't know how to go about guessing at things. Because if they knew, that's going to be a real good time to like lead up to that mid-season finale. If they didn't know, it's just like shenanigans. Oh no, you caught us. Oh, and so I don't know, but it's going to be fun either way. I want to know how the trio going to pay for this room now that they ain't got no adult with a credit card. But that's for next week.
They gonna call the fucking first lady and be like, "Bitch, our mama's dead. Pay for this room."
Let's get to dance for money on that TikTok now.
I'm like, ain't she a biology teacher? Y'all got this nice ass room on a biology teacher salary.
And it's the Richard Nixon suite.
Right.
All them fun.
Again, that would have mysteries.
They probably also have like money from their parents who have died. Like that's probably especially Lexi. Lexi's parents were loaded.
I don't think you would get it so quickly though, because like Charles Lee Ray just killed the mom on Christmas, and so like that's gonna be tied up for a minute.
That's true. Dealing with that right now. Anyway, yes. All right, y'all. Again, thank you everyone for watching this. People who watch it later, people who listen to this on the pod. Thank you to Jaleesa and Tyrone for joining us. And as always, make sure that you stay fierce out there.
Bye.
Bye.